I request the Dean of Faculty, Professor Somasundaram, to honor the Chief Guest with the memento.
Thank you very much.
Now I request Marisha to introduce the eminent speaker to the gathering in detail.
Good morning. Mr. K. Bhaskaran, Director of Bilwa Tech and Bilwa Learning, IT consultant, musician, holistic development coach. He started his career as a software engineer in 1983. He went on to head a global company as the India COO. He is now a top IT and management consultant with his consultancy Bilwa Techno Management, based on his global experience in the software industry. He has several innovations to his credit, latest being the Bilwa Learning Division to offer workshops for taking students and professionals to a higher level of thinking and awareness through his Mindware Holistic Development Workshops. Other than this, he has produced the very first music CD by his interdisciplinary work in music therapy called Raga of Sleep, being a leading musician in the South India classical music field. Yes, in his twin passion, he is a top graded flautist. With several performances to his credit for over 30 years, his music has been featured several hundred times on the TV channels and radio and has reached all parts of the globe. He has the distinction of being the first and the only B.Tech student, inventor and patent holder from IIT Chennai in more than 50 years for his invention of a machine to make murukkus in 1982 to add to his credentials as a creativity and innovation guru. Today, he will give the NEN Entrepreneurship Awareness Week concluding day lecture on mind, music, creativity and health, and also share his ideas with the aspiring students in an interactive section after the talk. You can see his dreams evolving in bilwa.com and www.bilwa.com and can interact with him at bhaskarank@gmail.com and admin@bilwa.com. Please participate actively and get the benefit of hearing about the experiences from a seasoned professional and a thought leader on creativity and mind development. We once again welcome him and invite him to give his address.
A very good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
And first I would like to thank all the dignitaries here and the organizers of the function and the institution for inviting me to deliver this valedictory talk for the NEN Entrepreneurship Awareness Week. The topic that I've got in mind today, again mind is already coming in, as mind, music, creativity and health. We can make it a little interactive and we'll have a lot of questions, we'll have discussions, and I just don't want to be a monologue. So let's see what we mean by mind. Everybody would have different ideas of what is meant by mind. There are different sections of people and different individuals will have different ideas. And mind is not something like very tangible thing. It is a product of your mind actually. This is called recursion in computer science. If you take different sections of people or different individuals, a teacher, a doctor, a politician, a businessman, a student, a sportsman, an artist, every person will have his own concept of what a mind is, what are the functions of the mind, how he uses the mind, how people can use the mind. And individuals as well as the professions and groups of people would have different ideas. Now let's throw up some ideas and have some interactions. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun for you. Okay? Shall we do this exercise? It's more probably like, the definition of the mind would be more like the game of the story of the blind man and elephant. Okay, if you ask the ancient Indian scientists who are the yogis of our tradition, they have done a lot of studies and they could do a lot of things with mind control. They have withstood extreme heat and stuff like that, extreme cold, based on just breathing and mind power. So they would say that the breath is the mind. If you have read some of those things. So they have different ideas. So, can somebody tell me what you feel is the mind? Is there a mic? One more mic? Yeah, just put up your hand and just have some quick 3 or 4.
What is mind?
You can sit.
Collection of thoughts.
A mind is a collection of thoughts. Yeah, one idea. I think everybody should give him a hand because he's the first person who's spoken. This is very important to do that, right? You've got an opportunity. It's a moment. If you have to make the best use of the moment, right? So he had the mind to ask the question. Okay. Somebody else.
Sir, to me mind is like representative of heart. Whatever thing is inside the heart, that can be only visible through our mind.
So what is inside the heart? Blood and
So I'm talking about
cardiology.
even if you say it in Tamil, there's a confusion. Like Tamil வந்து மனசுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க.
Correct.
மனசு இங்க இருக்கா இங்க இருக்கா sir?
மனசு எங்கேயும் இருக்கு, காத்துல இருக்கு. Okay, we are all blind men. Okay, I agree. Next. I usually find in these sort of discussions and meetings, the girls have a lot to say. So where are they?
Mind is what makes us assess things and perform.
Yeah, mind is what makes us assess things and makes us perform. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Okay, I think I will continue with my monologue now. Okay, you feel free to put up your hand if you have anything very significant to say. There are, as our dean was also saying, there are significantly psychologists have said that there are 2 aspects of the mind, and even we can feel it. There is one aspect of the mind which is the repository of the information that we have collected in our lives. Okay, you've got memory. Okay, you know what comes after 25 is what? 26, right? So, can we do an alertness test? What comes after 86? Put up your hand. Okay, that's good. I think you're all in the present. So, that's one part of the mind which has the memory, which has got the data, which makes conclusions and which makes logical deductions, and that forms the model of the world. This is largely based on the inputs we get, the communication system, and sometimes what we do is we get the communications inside and we filter it, or the communication gets twisted, right? Sometimes somebody says, I went to attend an entrepreneurship week. You would not have heard of the word entrepreneurship, so you would have thought it is some enlightenment week, right? Have you played the game of Chinese Whisper? Yes. So what happens is the data or the information that you get, the mind there are gateways of perception in the mind, and it's called neuro-linguistic programming. There's this particular subject which deals with success programming. And whatever things you put in is also dependent on how you filter things. And you might have some preconceptions. You may not understand the language very well. You may not understand somebody's accent. You may not be attentive to some part of the words. So what happens, you gather a